Hello everyone, welcome to Aquashella 2021. We are live from the event. It's an amazing thing, an amazing place with amazing people.
Oh yeah.
Surrounded by just pure awesomeness. We've got Kasia over there, you're waving.
Yep, doing the waves.
Yeah, we really don't have a huge subject for you today. Not like normal, well we've got some thing that we want to talk about. It's all about you.
Yeah, we're gonna hang out.
You get to ask all the questions. You get to just hang out with us. So before we get into questions, if you guys have questions, that's great. What do you think about the event so far? What's your favorite thing? What are people missing out on if they're not able to be here today?
Oh, they've got tons of aquascaping supplies. Tons of aquascaping supplies, plants, driftwood. It's worth it just to come here for that. That's my vote.
Yeah. Wow.
What's your vote?
There's so many things. I think my favorite thing is just meeting all the fish people, especially after we've been kind of locked up and cooped up and staying with ourselves, to be able to hang out and spend time with everyone that's passionate about the same thing you're passionate about is exciting. I mean, there's only so much I could tell my neighbor about fish before they're like, okay, Kasia, I've had enough. But here, we can talk about fish, we can be excited, we can learn about fish, we can check out new products, see new fish, there's competition, so many fun things.
Yeah, it's a lot of cool. I think the reoccurring theme, what we've probably all heard a lot is, I really like coming here because there's only so much my friends and my family members can take before they just don't want to hear about my fish. I cannot tell you how many pictures of really cool fish and really cool setups that I've seen already today. And it makes me look forward to tomorrow because I know there's going to be more. People just like, hey, check this out. Look at my 125. Look at my fish room. Look at my basement. Probably the biggest thing that I've heard is, and this has been a reoccurring thing, I had a tank. I got a betta. Now I have a fish room. And they go on and they talk about the 10 or 12 tanks that they that they now have and showing off everything, and that's pretty cool. So would you say the betta fish is the gateway fish?
Yes, I think so. That's the one that's the easiest to kind of try out because you don't have to commit to a huge tank, a huge setup. They're readily available. A lot of pet stores usually have them, so they will kind of get you into the hobby. And then once you're here, you explore the whole new world of all the awesome goodies and all the fun things. Like I had a lot of fun looking at the flower horns. I've never owned one before. I don't know if I would, but I still think they're super awesome, and to be able to enjoy them in person, because when you see them on videos, and we like to share our fish on videos, it's not always quite the same when you see fish in person. Just especially when it comes to the sheer size of these fish and how massive they are. It's so cool to see it. Even with your fish room, I was like, your fish are so big.
And what was interesting is in the flower horn competition, I think I've seen the biggest flower horn I've ever seen.
Oh, I know.
That one.
Orange one?
There was a flower horn that's this big. No, it's probably 14 inches at least. I mean, it's a big fish. It was. I never see him get that large, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah, very cool.
So, coolest thing you've seen?
Does it have to be? Let's see. Oh gosh, you'd have to give me a category because there's awesome shrimp here. Yeah. I've been looking at many a shrimp here, and then, like I said, really awesome driftwood and plant selections. It's just can't be beat.
Yep, it's a lot of fish.
And tiny tanks. Tiny tanks are everywhere. So if you don't want to be inspired and you don't want to say, hey, I want something new, don't come here.
Yeah, it's really tough. What I always tell people, when you come to an event like this, you usually walk around for like an hour, maybe two, and you soak it all in because there's a big time amount of sensory overload. Yeah. By the way, if you haven't gotten here yet, I'm not going to spoil it for you, but the entrance is by far the best job they've ever done. And that's saying a lot because usually when you walk into Aquashella, it's immediate like, wow, this is crazy. This time around, it was the craziest.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's like transports you into the land of all the fish peoples.
Yep, it's really cool. So we will entertain questions, comments, because we're just kind of hanging out today. We don't really have a scheduled thing. So we'll,
Jeffrey says goldfish would be my opinion of a gateway fish.
Oh yeah, goldfish. goldfish.
That's
You're
a
right.
good point.
That's a great point.
Yes. We can't
Yeah.
forget about the goldfish.
Yeah, we were at Aqualand last night, and I'm sure you're going to see it in a number of videos. I know what the video we put out, you'll see it. There was a koi, again, largest koi I've ever seen.
It was the size of a banana. I have a picture, and it's literally the size of my dog.
Yeah, you put it on, was it Instagram, Facebook?
I did Facebook and Instagram as well.
And the thing
you
is-
can see it.
When I first walked up, I'm like, what in the world is that? And it was literally the biggest koi I've ever seen. Now, I'm not a koi expert, but it was massive. It was cool.
So Eduardo also said, back in my day it was the goldfish, but he also said plants. Joanna,
Joanna's a gateway
believe
fish.
it or not, believe it
Yeah.
or not, yeah, I was excited to see the plants. I know it's hard to believe, but yeah.
Oh, I thought he was saying Joanna's a gateway fish.
No,
You're a
that
gateway
I
plant.
was really gaga about the plants. It's shocking for most people, I'm sure.
Yeah, there's a lot of plants here. There's a
Yes.
So here's the thing. When it comes to Aquashellas, it's funny because each one is kind of regional, right? So we went to Orlando, and obviously this is Chicago, and then in October, Lord willing, we'll be in Dallas. And what was interesting is there was more, I think there was a little bit more salt water than fresh water in Orlando. Here, I would say 2/3 of it is fresh water. In
Yeah.
fact, it's the largest percentage of fresh water that I have seen since we've been coming to these things, and I love it. Of course, if you're watching this channel, you probably love that too. But it's a big selection. And what's really cool about this event is how many setups there are, how many booths, how many vendors there are that are selling fish.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about this because before in the past there was not that many, and the fact that you can actually get so many fish now. Before it was like plants and scaping supplies, but now you can go home with fishing. And the betta booths, there's 2 ginormous, probably maybe even more betta booths. I mean, you can get any type of betta imaginable. I just made a word, imaginable.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, guys, come over here, join us. Let's hang out. We'll be at the booth together. You guys can come by anytime, talk to us. We love talking to you. We love meeting you. It's super exciting, and this is a really fun event. And you can geek out with your favorite fishy friends, fishy people, ask questions,
Yep.
learn new things, get inspired, and have a good time.
Absolutely. What is your favorite fish that you've seen here? If you had to pick one, if you had to go home with a fish and be like, this is the one I'm going to choose. No,
Well-
forget the tank size. It's just let's pretend that you have a tank for it.
Well, that's kind of hard for me to say because I have not seen most of the booths yet because I was as Kasia was, in the aquascaping competition. So I was spending a lot of my time dealing with hardscaping and not fish. So I don't think I can't accurately say that. However, I did see from some people that came up and shared their purchases, they purchased a lot of livestock. And there were 2 bettas that they picked out, and one of them looked just like Nemo. And I was kind of like, I want that.
I want that.
I want that.
What movie is that from? So,
Oh, Jason's
if you
movie
buy the
trivia.
32-piece set,
Oh,
the
here we go.
sailboat comes with it. That is correct. I want
I
that.
want that.
You got to name the movie. Let's see if you can do it.
Let's see
What
here.
about you? You can't pick a betta. Did you see a fish that you thought was awesome today that wasn't a betta that you would like? If you had any size tank, you could just buy it.
Oh, why do you give me such hard decisions? Hold on, I'm
Yep.
thinking.
That's
I'm
what I do.
thinking, I'm thinking. Oh man, dare I say, that big orange flower.
You want the?
If
I was wondering.
hypothetically, I don't have the space. I don't have the space to adequately house it, so it's not gonna happen. But I mean, in a hypothetical situation, if you can have any fish, he's like a beautiful glowing lion of a fish.
One thing you should know about Kasia is I'm pretty sure she's like a closet flower horn wannabe owner, and it's gonna happen someday. You know, she goes all small, nano, betta stuff, but one day you're gonna look at her channel back, and it's gonna be this
Monster tanks.
huge thing,
Just one large
like
tank.
Kasia Fish Rescue or something like that. She's gonna have these big, giant, huge
Oh my god.
Arapaima,
That
arowana.
would be dangerous because Daniel does like to stick his hand. Like I remember we were at the Ohio Fish Rescue, And Daniel's like just sticking his hand casually with the GoPro, and everyone was like, "Don't put your hand in that tank unless you want to like lose all your fingers," because
I remember that. The look on his face was pretty funny too, because his eyes got really big. He's like, "What?" I'm like, "Yeah, you're gonna lose an arm if you do that again."
danger zone.
All right, so we got some questions here. Let's take a look. I see it at Prime Time Aquatics. 2 questions for you. Beside U.S., which country is best to the fish keeping hobby as hobbyists? If you have to keep one type of fish, which one would it be? So, besides the U.S., which country is the best? What?
Yeah, well, like which? Well, that's a good. Like I know the United States has a lot of fish keepers. What other countries like really value their fish keeping?
I would. So the first, that's tough to say because I'm thinking cost and what I've heard from people all across the world. And for those of you who are watching from other places, I know it's pretty expensive in Australia to get fish and fish tanks. I think Europe is pretty expensive for fish keeping.
Okay.
I would say we've got it fairly lucky where fish keeping is a relatively not expensive hobby. Canada, I would say, probably has
That would be
a fair
my
amount of
guess.
access to fish.
Canada.
Although I will say, a lot of the high-end cichlids that we see around here actually are bred in Germany, so that's pretty cool. And
I
of
was gonna
course,
say Germany.
yeah. And then you've got,
Oh, UK.
yeah,
We got Jeffrey says UK.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's I would say that's quite possible.
I feel
Yeah.
like I should shout out Poland. So Poland is like I think up and coming in the scape scene, and I'm Polish, so I don't know. I should be like, dzień dobry, wszystkich zapraszamy do hodowania akwarii i rybek.
Hey,
Yeah.
Kasia. Dobja.
There we go. Yes.
Thank you. Thank
yes, you
you.
didn't know that we could do these in multiple. Canada has no meds. 503 Aquatics. That's absolutely true. That's a downside.
Yeah.
Oh.
The fact that it's tough, even with simple medications like ick meds and stuff, it can be very difficult. And so then you've got to go with the salt and the high temperatures, and
Yeah.
that can be okay. But if it is pronounced, then it can be bad. I want to answer
What's the
Real Madrid fan. The other question was, if you had to keep one type of fish, which one would it be? And we'll all answer that question.
Okay.
For me, it would be Geophagus. I think, and by the way, if you asked me this question in a week, I might say shell dwellers. If you asked me to get in 2 weeks, I might say Geophagus. And in
Yeah.
a month, it might be shell dwellers. So for right now, today, it would be Geophagus of some type. So probably like a wine Millerai or an Alta Franz, a big giant tank. Give me like a 500 gallon, and I will pack that bad boy full of dozens of Geophagus.
Yeah.
What do you guys got? Favorite fish?
Shellies. I love shell dwellers. That if I could potentially in the future, I don't know, have a new fish room or redo my fish room, I want to get more into shellies. I fell in love with them. They're really awesome. They do well in my water, so that helps a lot. Because I love bettas a lot, I really do, and I love wild bettas, but they don't do as well in my water, so I have to really go above and beyond to ensure that they're healthy and happy. While with the shellies, it's easier. If the water fits, everything's great. So I like the easier option. I guess sometimes we all do. You know, we also don't want to always try to be going uphill to make sure that our fish are happy. I don't know where I was going with my little ramble, but shellies. I think shellies. Ocellatus is my favorite. I've recently realized they come in different colors now, so now I want to collect them all like Pokemon. So
Collect them all.
I just love shellies. They're
like
great.
Pokemon
I love
cards.
bettas
Yeah.
and shellies, but I'm gonna be a shelly girl.
What about you?
It would have to be the betta or pea puffers. I don't know if I could live without a pea puffer.
All right, so you can't live without a pea puffer. That makes sense.
They're so
It's
cute.
cool.
Water puppies.
All right, let's see here. By the way, for those of you who don't know, we actually live very close to one another. We're in the same, like a few towns over, about what, 15 miles?
Yeah, we're in the
or
same
so?
fish club.
Yeah, that's actually how we met. So one day,
Yeah.
we were at a Greater Chicago Cichlid Association meeting, and she was sitting there, and I sat down, and I think, actually I know for 100% certain, that you were my number 20th subscriber on my channel.
Really?
Number 20, 20, because I had 19 subs, and because you had a camera, and you were recording a presentation. I'm like, oh, do you do YouTube? And you're like, oh yeah. I'm like, what's your channel? Creative Pet Keeping. You had like 20,000 subs, so I was like, oh my gosh, this is the biggest channel ever. So I'm like, oh, that's cool. She's like, oh, you've got a channel? I'm like, yeah, Prime Time Aquatics. And right there, she subbed, and I saw my sub count go from 19 to 20.
Yay.
Yep, not 19,000, 19.
Big leagues.
So number 20.
That was good times.
It was
I remember
amazing.
that.
And then-
You were really excited when you
Look-
came home and
look
told me
at
about
you.
that.
You've blossomed like a flower. Your channel has grown. You've actually
blossomed.
surpassed me, which is really cool. It's always kind of exciting when you see people grow, because then it inspires me to like do better too, or at least try.
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun.
So we've been friends
Happy.
ever since.
Fishy
That's right.
friends.
Yeah. We go to all the places.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, are you going to go to the OCA?
I think so.
You're under pressure. It's live stream. You see what I'm doing here, right?
Right? Peer
In public.
pressure.
Oh, snaps.
In
We're
public.
going, Kasia, so you should go.
She's going. Tell her she's got to go.
I think Foo
You have to
said
go.
he wanted to go too, so.
Whatever.
Cool.
We're all going.
Foo's coming.
Yep.
We've got a comment from Fin Wiggles. Fantail goldfish represents.
Ooh.
Fantail goldfish are cool.
Wow,
They're
I'm
goofy.
surprised.
They're always happy.
I'm surprised it's not the
I
other
want a
fish that's
goldfish
getting
tank one
mentioned.
day.
What other fish?
Fin Wiggles.
Hyphen variatus?
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
think that would be your comment, but that's okay. You can vary it a little
It's,
bit.
yeah, you can go goldfish to hyphen variatus and back.
We have a question.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, from
question
50 from 503 Aquatics, my Neolamprologus caudopunctatus just had babies. What do I do to help them thrive?
Take them out of the water. Just
Yeah,
take them
dry-
out of the water.
dry 'em off.
It's fine. Yeah. Right?
Like just shrivel up.
Yeah, put them on a paper towel. No.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
Don't do that. That's bad for fish. Just want to
No.
make sure that we understand taking fish out of water is bad. So caudopunctatus, they're pretty hardy. What I have done to grow them up and to make them wonderful is basically feed them live baby brine. I think it's for fish that are large enough to consume it from the time they're fry. It's probably, if not the best fry food, it's right up there. So we feed our caudopunks live baby brine once in the morning, once at night. They'll eat crush flake, so they're not super picky, and just enjoy them. So as long as your water parameters are stable, they've already bred, you've done the hard part. Now it's just a matter of making sure they eat. Now, you'll hear varying reports on the internet. Some will say that you have to remove other caudopunks or the fry will get eaten. Some say you have to remove the fry. I have never found that to be true. We just leave them in the tank with the parents or with the colony, and for the most part, they will leave them alone. So that's the story with the caudopunks. Now, I had a question,
Yes.
and then you asked the question,
Oh,
and then I forgot the question.
Sounds
we're
about
gonna-
right.
Yeah, that's how it's kind of how it works at this time of the day. It's 5:30. We've been running around on our feet all day, so you're getting tired. Prime Time Aquatics, possibly tired. Creative pet keeping. I almost couldn't say her name. By the way, we're going to announce this too. Are you ready?
Oh, okay.
Next month, we haven't settled on a date yet, but Kasia's going to come out to the YouTube studio, and we are going to talk bettas. So for those of you who are interested in keeping them, breeding them, not only have you kept a lot of bettas, you've bred a lot of bettas, but you're kind of a betta science nerd in a way.
yeah.
And so
Should I bring the papers, my folder? Like I collect all the research papers.
it works out pretty well because she loves the science part, and then she'll text and be like, hey, I'm reading this paper. What the heck does this mean? And I'll be like, okay, well, I think this is what it means. And then she's just all science nerding out about the whole betta situation. So sometime next month, she'll be live in studio, and we'll talk about all those betta questions that you have. I think it should be pretty cool because I don't breed them, and we haven't kept nearly as many. I mean, I don't know. How many bettas have you bred?
Not that many. It feels like more, but I space them out. So it's
Yeah.
more so instead of quantity, it's more so quality of focusing on one spawn more intensely, so we can problem solve, look at a lot of things. I try to find things that might not be addressed in other videos that are kind of on the internet. So hopefully I can help you as much as I can, but I also document it for myself as well, because I've actually been going back to some of my videos and gathering some data on the colors of my spawns, which was I have a little notebook with my little graphs and I chart. I should show that to you one day. Oh my gosh.
That's very nerdy of you.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So that was my question. You both did something that I think for the first time today, right? With the aquascaping contest.
Yes, I did.
Have either of you ever done an aquascaping contest in public?
Never.
What was that like? So what was going through your brain as you're aquascaping this tank?
Oh, wow. Well, my usual method of aquascaping a tank is to do it maybe many, many times and change it and switch it up. And maybe sometimes you have to fill it up and take stuff out. Well, that's not really a possibility. I'm also kind of a messy scaper, which held true for today, too. I did make quite the mess. But I didn't feel so bad because other scapers made messes, too.
You cleaned up mine.
And I
had
cleaned
water
up yours.
just like wiping it away. I was like,
I'm
"Thank
escaping,
you."
Mom. Yeah, I had to do it.
Mom mode turned on.
Yeah.
Mom mode activate.
It
For
was-
me, oh my gosh. If you watch my newest video that came out, you will very clearly know that aquascaping is not a skill I possess yet.
I don't
but
know.
that is okay. I wanted to just try something new and try it out. It was a little awkward when I was putting everything together because people were looking at us.
Yeah.
Like, and especially like me, like, oh, she must be like an aquascaper that's experienced and professional. And I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm just stacking rocks and hoping for the best. And what did I name my scape? It was something mountain. Bad Idea Mountain. There we go. Bad Idea Mountain.
Yeah, she named it.
That's what I named my
Very nice.
scape. What I actually ended up defaulting to is as I had my little sand and my rocks and I started to mentally panic, like I have no idea what I'm gonna put. I started to think about what kind of fish would I make this tank for. So I was thinking about my Julieta chromis because they really like to breed in caves, but they also like caves that are sort of vertical because they like to kind of go in between like vertical spaces.
Yeah.
So in my head, I tried to make like a Julieta chromis sort of cave setup. I don't know if it worked, but either way, I think it was a cool experience, which I'm really excited to do. And second of all, I hope that it shows people that no matter where you are with your skill level, just try. I mean, like some of us, like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm learning. And
Yeah.
I can learn, you can learn, we can all be awesome together. And even if you don't learn how to aquascape, that's cool too. Just make a tank that, you to the best of your ability, that will, make your fish happy. And that's something that you will enjoy.
And
because
you know
that's
what?
the most important thing.
All contests need winners and losers, right?
That's true. I
Some of us,
volunteer.
right?
I
We
volunteer
like to
lose.
do our
I'm
part
totally
any which
cool
way
with
we
that.
can.
I volunteer as tribute. So SC Aquatics is over here. Jason, you got the best beard up there, hands down. I got the only beard up here. This guy, he's sitting right in front of us over here, and he's watching the stream from down there. He's got quite the wonderful beard himself. Hanging out. It's pretty cool.
You gotta dye it different colors. You already got the white going on. So
I
it's
don't need
it's
to
a
dye it
canvas.
any colors.
Yeah, it's a canvas. It's ready.
It's doing its own thing. That's what I let
It
it
has
do.
its own mind.
Do you know that one time somebody actually accused me of dyeing my beard gray?
Really?
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
in a comment, they got really offended. They said, "There's no way that your beard is naturally that color. You must be dyeing it that way."
Spilling the tea.
That was funny.
Prime Time
And I was like,
Aquatics.
But why
Who
would
would do
anybody?
that?
Who would do that?
"Why?"
Please finish the job,
Yeah.
right?
"Hey, dude, you know what? What's a good idea? What's that? Why don't you dye your beard gray so you look 10 years older than you really are?"
Yeah, it's a great
That's
idea.
a great idea. I think
love
I'm going
it.
to try that.
But I mean, I feel like gray hair and gray beard, it's becoming like a cool thing now. Like something to
It's
strive
not.
for. As you age, you embrace it. You're like, yeah, cool, I'm aging.
Well, I
and
embrace it because
look
I just don't
beautiful.
care, but stop hating on the beard, Scott says. Nice.
You braid it like a Viking.
Hey, 503 said smash the 503 said smash the aquatics. 503. I'm getting tired,
Oh,
guys. 503 Aquatics said smash that like button.
I don't
yeah,
think
go ahead.
I didn't like it already.
You gotta-
I just liked it.
You got to headbutt that like button. Just bam.
right.
Just do it.
Ooh,
Take care of it.
should we plug the fact that tomorrow, I think, was it 11? I think the live stream that we're in.
Oh, you guys are doing a live
Me,
stream.
Joanna and Lisa are going to have
From
a little
KG Tropicals.
lady.
You better be there
live
for that.
stream
That's going to be a good
tomorrow.
one.
So you can definitely
yeah.
join us again. I would really appreciate some time to
Woo.
hang out with
Yeah, you guys
It'd be
are
a lot of
talking
fun.
about like girls and fish keeping or something, right?
something like that. We're going to talk about betta, skates,
Something awesome.
ladies.
Yeah, so this whole thing right now that we're doing got thrown together at the last minute because it was supposed to be me and Mike from Aquapros, but he had some flight troubles and couldn't make it. So that's unfortunate, Mike.
That's a
we miss
bummer.
you, buddy.
Yeah.
We were going to talk microbiology and then realized
he's really
uh-oh,
sad.
I got to come up here and
I'm sorry, I can't help you out with that one.
salty because he wanted to talk
I
about
was-
sciencey stuff.
I did.
I
I
was
wanted to
stuck
talk
with us,
about
but that's
sciencey
okay.
stuff, and now
No.
I'm stuck with the two of you.
Not
And
gonna
Gary.
happen.
And
Not
Gary
gonna
the shark.
happen.
Gary the baby shark. There you go.
Say hello, Gary.
All right, let's see here. I thought I saw some actual
Oh, we've got fish fan 20 gallon long.
fish fan 20 gallon long
Ooh, we got 60
in
people.
the house. We hit. Well, that's
Whoa.
great.
Nice.
Whoa.
Yeah, definitely one of the fun things is
Jeez, Mike. Trump
meeting
says.
everybody. What?
Trump says, "Jeez, Mike." Yeah, I know. Jeez, Mike.
Geez, Mike, what's? Oh yeah,
Mike's
I
not
know,
making
Mike.
it, you
Yeah,
know?
he should have walked. He could have
Should've.
drove. He would have been here by next
a
week.
bus and gotten here by tomorrow.
Absolutely.
You know.
Eduardo said the best thing about Aquashella Chicago 2021 is viewing you guys talking to us at work or home and making us feel like we are right there with you.
Yay!
Well, I'm glad you're here, man. Glad you're here, hanging with us.
Yeah, we're hanging out live. Technically, it's like we're there.
It's
You're right there.
it's
Hello.
like
Yeah.
it's like we're there, but we're here.
We're everywhere.
And you're here, and so now we're there.
Creepy. Oh,
Hanging
A
out.
poem by Jason.
C Punk wants to know. Was Coralfish 12G on here before? I think so. Didn't they kick it off?
I think yes. I think
Did they kick it off this morning?
Coralfish 12G and Sean were the ones that kicked it off at 9 a.m. this
Aw.
morning.
Wait,
In fact,
I get a picture.
yeah, that was. What are you doing? Oh, she's taking pictures while on the live stream. Of
That's really
wonderful
cute.
people walking
Aw.
by and hanging out. Yeah, people in love in fish tube.
Peck Tech and Mrs. Peck Tech.
Yeah.
So cute.
It's great.
So cute.
Kitty Kurt. Kill Kitty. I can't even see.
Oh, no.
Kasia's face when he said it can't be a betta.
Right?
That's
like,
right.
What?
You can pick your favorite fish, but it can't be a betta. It sent like little short wave radio waves through her brain.
Oh,
It diffused.
Jerome wants to know how do multis do with flow? Looking to add a sump.
They don't do horrible. The adult multis aren't going to have too much of an issue. The problem sometimes is the babies. So if there's a lot of flow and you start blowing those fry around, I find that they don't come out of their shells as often, and it's much harder for them to eat. So if you're going to do that, you might want to try to figure out a place where you can put the shells in a place where they're not going to get blown around so much, and a place where if you're feeding live baby brine to maximize fry survival, that they're not going to be blowing around, and the live baby brine's not going to be blowing by them because they won't get a lot of food that way. So usually when you have fry, you don't want a lot of flow because they will exhaust themselves. I mean, any fry, not just multi-fry, but you don't want a lot of flow because they often exhaust themselves and it becomes very difficult to feed them. And the combination of those two things means that fry survival is not as good.
All right. Gawain wants to know, Jason, are you going to ride the shark?
I'm not riding that thing. Although I sent a number of people over there.
Yeah.
I sent somebody over there. Well, I mean, I didn't send them over there. I said, hey, you should ride the mechanical shark. And they're like, no, I just had a hip replacement. I'm like, okay, that's
Oh.
probably a bad idea then.
That would be bad then.
So I don't need to break anything.
No.
And my joints are not in the best shape as they are. So the last thing I need to do is get thrown off of a mechanical shark and wind up in a position that doesn't feel good. Are you going to do it?
The whole time you're talking about it, I'm in my head like, should I do it? And I'm like weighing the pros and cons.
What do you think?
Like, you know that the one meme where it's like the lady's looking and then like all the math is just like hovering past her because she's like, huh? That was me the whole time. I'm like,
Should
I don't want to commit. Just
I really think what should happen, if you were committed to fish keeping, you would live stream the mechanical shark ride. So, Fu, if you hear this, and I'll remind him tomorrow that we decided you were going to be committed. It's going to be a mobile live stream of you riding
my
the
gosh.
mechanical shark,
Oh boy.
oh no.
complete with behind the scenes trip to the emergency room, full cast.
I'm gonna have
the
a
after.
fish tube GoFundMe.
That's right.
One gosh, just
If you do that
shark
first thing,
injury. Oh, I could just call it. I'd be like, yeah, it was a shark
that's right.
injury. Yeah, it was just.
You can be part of
I
Shark
got
Week
attacked
even.
by a shark. I don't want to talk about it.
Yep.
It was very traumatizing.
That's
Dark
right.
time in my life.
Yeah, I'm not riding that shark, man. Not going to happen. Let's see. Caleb says, I don't have a ticket yet. If they're sold out, I'll have to sneak in the back. I don't think they're sold out, although I haven't heard. We had a big crowd today. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
Especially by the time it hit around noon or 1 o'clock.
Yeah, when the general mission.
It
really,
got very, very busy in here for a while. So I don't know if they're sold out for tomorrow. I don't think they are. So hopefully we'll see you then.
you
Yep.
might have your chance.
That'd
Snag
be
your
good.
chance. Join the awesomeness. I kind of like Sundays a little more because I like that it sort of chills out a little bit. Although it's exciting all days, but I know like Saturday is like the big day, that like the first day, and it's like, oh, excitement.
Yeah. Big old lines.
Hi, Noah.
Noelle says, hello, what a good-looking crew.
I know.
All I gotta do is remove myself and it will get infinitely better.
Let's try.
At least video if anyone does end up riding the shark. There have been people that have been riding the shark. I just don't know if any of the YouTubers have taken you know who should ride the shark? Sean Peck.
I think so. Yeah.
Sean
Peck
Tech
versus
should
shark.
ride the shark.
But he got injured, remember, in the sumo wrestling?
So here's a little bit of behind the scenes thing. Back in the day, what was that? Was that Dallas? Was that Dallas 2019? Or, yeah.
I think so.
Peck Tech decided to go on the big old bubble.
We're telling your
the
story.
human bubble against Big Rich. And wound up with a broken bone. Today, Big Rich asked if he could autograph his rib. So,
my God.
I don't know if he's walking around. Hey, can we see your rib? He's over there.
Oh my
Is your
God.
rib autographed? Oh,
Did
dang
you?
it.
You said,
Decline.
no,
You
thank
politely
you.
declined.
No, there's. So he
Ooh,
said, check him
OnlyFans.
out
Okay,
later. If he does a
okay,
live stream, he
okay.
might show off his autographed rib from a couple years ago. Should be cool. This is the kind of things you get here at Aquashella.
Rico Stan said James from Fish Room Fever did it this morning. That's right, he did. I remember when he came back from it. He said it wasn't that bad.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Leave it to him. He would do that.
He would totally do that, yeah.
He's a crazy young man.
You got it.
All right, let's see here. SC Aquatics. What fish in your fish room currently makes you the most excited? Anyone? Do you have an exciting fish?
I have 3 favorites. Okay, I'll make it
That's
fast.
not a
I'll make
thing.
it fast.
You can't have 3 favorites.
No,
you have
no,
to have
no.
a favorite.
It's okay. It's okay. So I love my gold ocellatus because they bite me. I don't know. It's a very weird relationship we have. I love Placidochromis Jalo because those fish were entrusted to me by Mike, which is from our fish club. Not that Mike that didn't show up for this live stream. A different Mike. I'm just gonna give him gonna give him a hard time. So I really love them. Even though I've bred them, I should technically be rotating them out to get another BAP, but I can't. I'm emotionally attached to them. And then I love my married couple of Julie DeChromis because they're in love, and it's a beautiful. They've gone through some hardships. At one point, they went through a divorce. The male left to go in another tank, but then he quickly realized that he wanted to come back, so I brought him back, and she forgave him, and now they have many babies, and they're in love.
Do you have a favorite? You're going to have to top that story. Please don't say it. Don't say it. Pick a different favorite. You need a different favorite.
No, I don't.
She needs a different favorite. All right, hold on. Don't even
not
say
saying
it. Let's
anything.
see how many people can pick Joanna's favorite fish with a little eye roll emoji.
I don't know.
Trust
what's
me.
the favorite fish?
Well, then you haven't been watching our live streams, and that hurts me as a friend. I think we need to have it out.
She's like, I'm busy cleaning tanks.
One friend to another. There we go. Fish fan 20 gallon long knew it. You know why? Because they watch the live stream.
That's right.
Unlike
And
some
they're in
people.
a 20-gallon log.
I hope someday you have a live stream that I don't watch. That's right.
Well.
You start up doing
Well,
live
I'll
streams.
be watching it, and you'll have to hear it because it'll be
Yeah,
on.
and then when somebody asks what your favorite fish is, I'll be like, huh? Like what?
I finally got them, Kasia.
Yeah.
I got 10 of them
Hurt.
from Flip. Yay!
Right in the heart.
They're
Eduardo
so
said
beautiful.
it. Yep. Everybody said it,
Yep.
except Kasia.
Nah.
You're supposed to be like, we just got done talking
Okay.
about how we're friends. We do all these things.
And Jimmy P, no, I'm not talking a whole lot.
You're not talking a whole lot about what?
No, because Jimmy P says, is Joanna talking at all? Here and there I am.
You mean right now?
Yeah, like right now.
Yeah, she's talking a little bit here and there.
Yeah, if I got something to say, I just butt right
I'm
in.
too
No
chatty,
worries.
so I'll try to simmer down.
She used up most of her brain power doing the aquascape. Like, I basically didn't see her at all.
Oh, no, I know. I was there for quite some time. It was like a battle. I was like, I'm getting this thing done.
Funny story. I walk over there. She's just finishing. And all the filters are plugged in. And none of them are running.
Yeah.
I figured mine out. Mine was running.
Yeah, I think, well, you're probably the one that messed up the electricity over there. Because when I walked over there,
Maybe.
yours was, actually, no, yeah, there was one running. That must have been yours. Everybody else was off.
Because I went back there and I was like, oh, let me plug mine in.
Yeah, but you plugged it into the wrong area. And then you unplugged something and plugged it in the wrong area. And so anyway, it took me like
They're all
20 minutes
fixed.
to get the ones fixed up. And then I had to actually call the official people
Wow.
to fix the rest of it. Yeah.
You get on the red phone?
Yep.
When
But
do they
it
judge
wasn't
'em?
working, so I don't think I broke it. That's why I had to plug it into another place because originally the place where it's supposed to didn't work.
It wasn't supposed to be working yet.
When are they judging?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah, so if you come here, and actually it's not they, it's you. It's the fans
Oh.
of Aquashella.
People's choice. That's
It's
fun.
a people's choice. Yep. So if you are here tomorrow, by the way, because we have to wrap this up in the next 10 minutes or so, actually probably in the next 5 minutes,
Okay.
there's a lot going on tomorrow. So we're doing a raffle at the YouTube booth. So Lisa from KG Tropicals kind of organized that. And so people today at 3 p.m., they were winning stuff. And it was free. So you just get a raffle ticket. You keep one part. We throw the other part in the box. And
Yeah.
they call your number. Now you got to be there, right? You have to be there to win. But there were some cool prizes. There will be some cool prizes tomorrow. I'm doing my talk at noon. So that will be on the stagey area. These two, along with Lisa, are doing your live stream. Do you remember what time again?
I believe it's 11.
At 11.
I could
Okay.
be
Oh, that'll
wrong.
be a good time
I think
right
it's
there.
11.
And then the shrimp contest by that point will probably be judged. I thought I saw judges over there today, along with the flower horns. And there will be a lot of cool stuff for sale. So, sabotage at the aquascaping. Uh-oh. Yep, it's bad stuff. Yeah, so there's... Finwiggle said, I love... you think I can't read this? You think I can't read this? I can read science. I just have to make it larger. Hold on a second here.
Wait, oh, that word?
I love Jolly Dichromis Kubi Du Punk Tada Salaramus is.
I don't think that's
What
what
he
she put,
said.
but.
That's what she said. And I read it live on TV.
Hi, Audra.
Because I know how to read long words. Let's see here. Tyler Hughes. One of my OBs are holding what is the best to in the UK with no second tank. What's the best thing? Well, one of your OBs is holding. Yeah, that could be tough.
The hang-on back? A little breeder box?
Yeah, I would
no
say
second
that.
tank?
Yeah. You'd probably want, if they just started holding, you've got some time. So it's going to take at least 2.5, 3, maybe even 3.5 weeks for those babies to be spit out in the tank. So between now and then, if you don't want to set up a second tank, and by the way, a 10-gallon with a cycled filter will work just fine. Just remove that female and put her in that 10-gallon and let her spit those fry out when she's ready. If that's not an option, at least in the United States, they sell 2 different types of breeder boxes. One that hangs on the side or the front or whatever, and you run an air hose and it will cycle water through. That's really good. The other one is just got suction cups, and you suction cup it to the side, and it's got a mesh, and that allows the water flow, and that goes inside the tank, and you can do that. I don't know if I'd put the female in those things. I would probably take the eggs. Well, oh boy. You'd probably have to wait until about 2.5 weeks after they started holding, and then remove the wigglers and put those in the breeder box, or wait until she spits them out. Hope you're there before the other fish eat them, net them out, and put them in a breeder box. So those are some options.
Yeah, this is a funny question.
Okay.
I have the answer. All right, so Caitlin says, do pea puffers create an insane amount of detritus? Yes. My puffer tank gets so dirty so fast. Nitrates are always super low though. Only water change weekly to gravel vac. Yeah. Well, my pea puffer tank is always dirty.
Yeah.
Because they're like sloppy eaters.
Well, I just got a signal from our fantastically wonderful, awesome SC Aquatics moderator, and he's like, hey, the next group of awesome people are coming up. And the next group of awesome people, I believe, are John and Lisa, KG Tropicals. Sure. I think they're coming up next, so stay tuned. In fact, I know it's them, so stay tuned for them.
Whoa.
So don't go too far.
We were the opening act for KG Tropicals.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So thank you so much for being here again. The 3 of us are going to be on a stream on Prime Time Aquatics sometime next month, and we'll get to hang out and talk bettas. But thank you for being here. Appreciate it, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see you later. And we'll see you then.
Thanks for hanging out
Bye-bye.
with us.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.